I do feel a decent deal of concern about the White House Faith Office, which was recently, I believe, established around February 7th to combat Christian discrimination. I see it as sort of a violation of our First Amendment rights, particularly the Establishment Clause. I wonder if you could give me a little more information on that.
Biden had a faith office. Every administration has had a faith office the last 100 years.
Is that true? Huh.
It's
well, I guess I don't have a whole lot more to...
A faith outreach arm, that's right.
Still, I don't particularly agree with the idea that there's Christian discrimination in America. I think emboldening or establishing something that's supposed to combat Christian discrimination, which is not particularly an issue in America, I feel like it steps too close to establishing the Christian religion to not be somewhat of a violation of the First Amendment.
All right, we'll just disagree on that, but thank you.
Well, agree to disagree.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any disagreements, guys? We got to wrap soon. Yes, sir.
So I just want to, we might have opposing views on this. I'd like to extend my gratitude to you as like an advocate for the voice, as a voice for the voiceless, such as me. I'm Armenian. You always voice your thoughts on us. But my question stems down to this. What is your position? Earlier you said you think Turkey should be kicked out of NATO for this, but I don't think countries could be just kicked out of NATO like that. So what is your position on America's involvement with NATO? Do you think we should like stem away from NATO because they're kind of leeching?
I mean, if NATO is going to get us involved in this Ukrainian war unnecessarily, yes, but NATO's generally been a good thing. But why do we keep on expanding NATO? NATO is an irritant to Russia. We should not go out of our way to try and antagonize Russia. It is stupid. It is self-defeating. Yeah. It's not good for America, period, end of story. And what we should do is we should configure all of our force and our attention against our true enemy, the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese Communist Party is our true enemy, not the people of Russia.
But moving forward, Russia and China have always enjoyed like very good relations with each other. In recent times, we've seen Trump has been trying to get closer to Putin and potentially establish a connection with Russia. Do you think that would be more economically beneficial to America as in contrast to us being with NATO?
Which part?
Aligning more with Russia than we are with NATO.
Well, we're not. I mean, I think that, but first of all, remember, Russia wanted to be part of NATO back in the early 2000s. There is not a good argument to overly antagonize Russia the way that we have. We should be friends with both, but like Russia is not killing Americans. Russia is not currently involved in like poisoning our youth with fentanyl, or Russia is an unnecessary enemy largely created by the U.S. security state.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Can I get a signed hat, please?
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you.
Anybody any disagreements? You got an IDF search? No, he's already gone. Yeah.
IDF?
Yeah.
Can I come?
Sure.
Hi, Charlie. My name is Sharifi. Wait, I have some notes real quick. Let me just pull them up. Hi, Charlie. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to start off with that I admire you a lot regarding your logic and your thoughts on wokeism. I think wokeism is very bad, especially for the minors of our country. My name is Sharifi, and I'm a proud Israeli Persian Jew. As a Zionist, I want the best for Israel, which includes bringing the hostages home, and Israel obtaining peace with its neighbors. I hope one day to see a world where Jews and Arabs can coexist in the Middle East. How can Israel obtain peace and more diplomatic ties with its neighbors surrounding them?
I mean, Israel, first and foremost, has to destroy Hamas. And by the way, you know what no one's talking about is Hamas should have to do an unconditional surrender.
Yes,
no
sir.
one's not a peace deal. We need an unconditional surrender like we had in Japan. Absent an unconditional surrender, I don't believe peace is possible. Okay. You notice no one has mentioned that term unconditional surrender? That needs to be reintroduced. Okay. We did it in World War II. We need an unconditional surrender.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie. May I please have a hat?
Yes, thank you.
All right, have a great day.
Absolutely. Anyone disagree?
Can I get it signed, please?
Hi there, Charlie. I just want to say I've looked up to you for many years. You're the one who got me into the conservative movement about 8-9 years ago. I really love you. Out of everyone in the conservative movement, you're the one who I feel matches my moral ideals the most. One thing I just want to ask you, as a Christian woman who wants to start a family, and I look around me nowadays, especially living in California, I'm really afraid of what my child's going to be exposed to. I live with a 6-year-old, and every time she comes home, I worry that she's playing dog, she's going to pretend to be a furry someday, or I don't know, I get scared of that stuff, honestly. What do you think is the best way to prevent our children from being influenced from those ideals and growing up in a with the proper Christian ideals. Even though we keep it in our household, they're still exposed to it outside.
Yeah, first of all, don't send your kids to government schools. That's number one. Number two, have a very robust church life and attend church regularly. Honor God in all that you do. And also, marry a godly man that was willing to defend your kids and to wall off all of the negative, poisonous content that might come after your future children. It's very, very important. And then finally, I don't want to say leave California, but it's getting worse around you. The cultural poisons and toxins that are out there is so dreadful. It is so heavy. So that would be my piece of advice for you.
Thank you so much.
And if you are called to be a stay-at-home mom, that's a beautiful thing. You don't have to go into the workforce to be a godly woman. In fact, I recommend being a stay-at-home mom. It's one of the most underappreciated elements of American life. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.